But the hypno glasses, it just bugged me as a kid. I was like, how can they not see that's the same guy?
Right. Hi James, it's so nice to be talking to you today. My name is Amber and I'm here with Cineworld and we are so excited to be bringing Superman to the big screen across the UK.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. So I thought it'd be fun to start with a little game called What's
okay.
Your Kryptonite? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So the concept is I'm going to give you a cinema scenario and I would like to know if for you that would be like your kryptonite or if it's something that you're not that bothered about.
Okay, so kryptonite's something I don't like.
Yes.
It's not like cashews are my kryptonite because I love to eat cashews. I can't stop eating them.
Kryptonite is in you'd rather not be in that scenario.
Okay,
But good to know that you like cashews. Great choice.
All right.
So you go to take a bite of your popcorn. You thought it was sweet, but it's actually salted.
That is definitely not my kryptonite because I do not want sweet popcorn. I want salted popcorn.
Salted popcorn for the win. Is that your go-to
that's
cinema
right.
set? Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
So taking a huge gulp of your drink and you forgot that it was one of those frozen ices. We're talking immediate brain freeze. Do you like the danger or would that be kryptonite?
That's my kryptonite, but I don't get brain freeze. I get cold throat. Isn't this weird?
Throat freeze?
Some throat freeze. It doesn't, it's never, I don't know what people are talking about brain freeze. It happens in my throat and it gets so cold. And that would be my kryptonite at a Cineworld theater or anywhere.
Okay, so keep frozen ices away from you. People talking during the film.
Okay, that's my kryptonite. I'll turn around and say something. I do not, that doesn't go, I'll say something.
There's always someone who has to give like a running commentary and I'm thinking, save that for the DVD. Missing trailers before the film.
That's fine. I'd rather see the trailers, but it's not such a big deal to me. I want to see the movie. That's what I'm there to see.
That's the main event, isn't it?
That's right.
The trailers are like the starter.
Yeah.
And finally, people who walk out of the cinema before watching the post-credit scenes.
Well, on somebody else's film, I could care less. Or I couldn't care less. On my own films, yeah, that's kryptonite. You got to stay until the end to see everybody's name of all the hardworking people that worked on the movie in the credits.
I love that. So we've got time for some questions as well.
Okay.
So I love this film because it felt very Silver Age. You know, you stayed so true to honoring Superman's rich legacy, but he also felt like the most humane and vulnerable iteration of the character that we've seen. David played this character to perfection, and I was wondering, what was the moment when you knew that David was your Superman?
Well, you know, he was the second audition I saw.
Really? Okay.
So I asked for him to audition, so it wasn't like it just stumbled upon it. I had seen him in my friend Ty West's movie Pearl, and I thought he looked kind of like Superman, and he was good in that movie. But when I saw him, I had no clue because he was such a good actor, which I kind of guessed. But he was also really funny. He had these comedic chops, and he was able to deliver like the fast-paced dialogue that I had written. So I was really happy, and I thought that when I first saw him, there was a good chance he was Superman. But it wasn't. He had to jump through a bunch of hoops between then and when he actually got the job.
Yeah, I think he really nailed the dialogue. There's really funny dialogue that you wrote between Clark and Lex, which I feel like we haven't really seen in the films for like a lot of banter. I think one of my favorite lines was when Lex said, "You're my type, tall, dark, and Martian." That absolutely destroyed me.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you about Clark's hypno glasses. I love that you brought these in from the comics. I don't think it's something that we've seen in the screen iterations before.
No.
Two-parter for you. What was the inspiration behind bringing these hypno glasses to the screen? And how do you decide what to keep canon to the comics and what to kind of put your own fresh spin on?
Well, I mean, I think there's some things that are canon to the comics that are just a part of who Superman is. He's this good-spirited, jaw-forward guy, and I really like that about Superman. And I think that's been true. Whoa!
Superman's coming.
I think that's been true of Superman in all of the different iterations. But the hypno glasses, it just bugged me as a kid. I was like, how can they not see that's the same guy?
Right.
And I know you're supposed to suspend your disbelief, but I like to suspend my disbelief as little as possible when I'm watching a movie. So when I approached Superman, I said, okay, what if Superman was real? What would have to be the case? What would his personality be like? What would his flaws be like? But also, what would his costume be like? What would how would he get away with being Clark Kent? And I was saying it to my friend Tom King, who's a comic book writer, and he said, well, there's a canon answer for that. And I said, what is that? And he said, they're hypno glasses. They're made from Kryptonian glass. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said that, he looks different to people when the glasses are on. I said, well, that's dynamite, and that's where I got it from.
Perfect. So I think I've got time for one more very quick question. I love how you do stay so true to the comics with your movies, and I would love to know, what is your all-time favorite comic?
My all-time favorite comic is Watchmen, actually.
Okay.
I think it's probably the greatest, it's definitely the greatest superhero series ever made and created. But really all the comics by the writer Alan Moore, he's the greatest to me.
Perfect. Well, James, it was such a pleasure and an honor talking to you today. Congratulations on a gorgeous film, and best of luck for the future.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Take
it.
care.
Thank you. Take care.
Your actions. That's what makes you who you are.
Superman. He's not a man. He's an it. He's somehow become the focal point of the entire world's conversation. I will not accept that.
I cleaned your boots. I'll go get them for you.
You have a dog?